At the beginning of Parashat Tavo, Moshe's great speech of mitzvot that begins in the 5th chapter of the book of Deuteronomy comes to its conclusion. This is the majority of Sefer Devarim. It's dozens and dozens of mitzvot, some introduced here for the first time as the Jews are about to enter Eretz Yisrael, and some of them are repetitions with added nuance and different valence from mitzvot that appeared earlier in the Torah. So the final two mitzvot at the beginning of Parashat Tavo are summations, or the endpoints of this vast sweep of mitzvot that occupy much of the book. The first of these mitzvot is Mikra Bikurim, the declaration of first fruits that the farmer declares in Yerushalayim when he brings his first fruits and offers them on the Mizbeach, and he recites this declaration, which should be familiar to us from Pesach. My father was a wandering Aramean. He went down to Egypt with meager numbers, sojourned there, but there he became a great and very populous nation. The Egyptians dealt harshly with us and oppressed us, and they imposed heavy labor upon us. We cried to the Lord, the God of our fathers, and the Lord heard our plea and saw our plight, our misery, and our oppression. The Lord freed us from Egypt by a mighty hand, by an outstretched arm, and awesome power, and by signs and portents. He brought us to this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Wherefore I now bring the first fruits of the soil which you, O Lord, have given me. This mitzvah is backwards looking. The farmer looks backwards and summarizes in these powerful 4 psukim that are the heart of our Pesach observance, the full sweep of Jewish history, culminating in gratitude for being brought to a land that flows with milk and honey. The very next mitzvah also references a land flowing with milk and honey, but in an entirely different way. If Mikra Bikurim, if the declaration of first fruits is backward-looking, we're coming to Eretz Yisrael is the culmination of Jewish history, the very next mitzvah, the Vidui Maaser, says being in Eretz Yisrael is not the end, it's the very beginning of a whole new set of obligations that then fall upon us to observe as farmers in Eretz Yisrael. This is the vidui, the confession that has to be made in the 3rd year of the 7-year cycle of Trumot and Maasrot, of tithes and Shemitah observances, and the farmer has to say, V'amarti, you shall say and declare before the Lord your God that I did everything correctly. I didn't violate any of the rules, and I've given all the tithes to the people who deserve them. And then he says, Hashkif imon kadshach, I'll look down from your sacred abode, min hashemayim, from the heavens, uvirechet amchat Yisrael, and bless your people, bless Israel, v'yata adama asher natata lanu kasher nishpat l'vatenu, eretz zvat chalav udvash, the land that you gave, to us, that you promised to our fathers, a land that is flowing with milk and honey. So, whereas in Mikra Bikurim, in the declaration of first fruits, the land flowing with milk and honey is the culmination of Jewish history. It's something we express gratitude for. In the very next mitzvah, we're forward-looking, and being in the land imposes mitzvot upon us that we have to observe to make sure that we're giving the tithes that we're supposed to, that we're taking care of the widow, the stranger, and the orphan with all of our excess food, and make sure they're included as well in our bounty. And then we're turning to God and saying, bless this land, that it should be a land flowing with milk and honey as you promised to us. So it's the forward-looking mitzvah. And in this way, the Ne'um HaMitzvot, the great speech of mitzvot that began in chapter 5, comes to an end with a backward-looking mitzvah where coming to Eretz Yisrael is the culmination of Jewish history, and we express gratitude, and then immediately we look forward and ask God to bless us in the future, an account of the mitzvot that we observed specifically and only in the land of Israel. And the rest of Deuteronomy is Moshe's final exhortations and warnings and tying up loose ends, and we'll see those in coming weeks. I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. Looking forward to seeing you in the coming day.